Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third night in a row of 3count with Gino. I know it's kind of shocking, right? Three in a row. Usually we take a few days off, but it's WrestleMania week and we don't have much time for this. Um, we will be going live on WrestleMania night one, night two, probably not. We're not sure yet since it's Thanksgiving or Easter, sorry, here. Um, but let's get right into it with the predictions for. We're going to start off with night one, the opening match of all of WrestleMania. And unfortunately, it seems like it's kind of quick and a short build towards this. Is the War Raiders versus the New Day. Um, the New Day because they're heels, right? But then we got the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, who were disqualified in their first title defense against the New Day because the New Day cheated and brought the steel chair, and I believe it was Ivar hit Xavier with the chair, and then the New Day tried to paralyze Eric, and that led to this match here. It's a random standard tag team match, no special rules for this. I thought there'd be a lot more concept matches, I guess you could say. But I'm just delaying because I don't know who's gonna win this match. And like I said, this feud seemed like it's just too quick and happened out of the blue because they had that tag team title match on Mania. Sorry, just looking for Toddy. Um, when the SmackDown one's not going to be on SmackDown because nobody cares about either one of those tag teams, but nobody cares about either one of these tag teams either. But like I said, they have to have a tag team title match on Mania, I guess. Um, I think New Day wins this match solely because they got matching them with the titles. I have two theories here. I think Big E's going to come out and everyone's going to think, or he's going to cost the New Day the titles, or everyone thinks he's going to cost the New Day the titles, and they're going to beat Eric and Ivar due to Big E. And imagine the heat they'll get if they turn Big E heel. They will get over Dominic Mysterio heat. They'll be way over Dominic Mysterio or Charlotte Flair heat at this point if this happens. I have a feeling that somehow Big E's going to get involved. I don't think he's going to cost the New Day the titles. I think they've been playing everyone for a long time, and Big E is actually going to be rejoining them. It's going to be the three of them, but now they're going to be bad guys because they've all three been good guys for over a decade now. And Big E will be their heel manager unless he can actually wrestle. But I think they've been playing us the whole time, and I think Big E is going to be the reason the New Day win the titles. That's my theory. Originally, I thought he was going to cost them the titles. Now I think he's going to win them the titles. I mean, I love the War Raiders, Viking Raiders, whatever the hell you want to call them. They're War Machine, but their over time in WWE has not been the greatest. Let's be honest. Um, after that, we have Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable, aka the guy mocking the thing that Rey Mysterio's lived his whole life by, the Lucha Code. And he's taking out the LWO single-handedly 2 weeks in a row now with a steel plate in his mask and a diving headbutt. But it's not Chad Gable. Even though he's tan like Chad Gable, the same height Chad Gable, built like Chad Gable, does all Chad Gable's moves, even does the yes like Chad Gable. Um, obviously Ray's winning this match. At some point, Chad then Lucho is going to get exposed, and it's not going to be Chad Gable. Probably beat Cesaro, and Chad Gable will be somehow at front row the whole time, or they'll somehow pull it off. It is an amazement that oh my god, it actually is Chad Gable. I have two theories here. It's Chad Gable, but how they're going to pull it off and make it we believe it's not Chad Gable at first. I think Chad's going to take most of this match. I think everybody from both groups is going to get involved. But I think Ray's going to hit the 619 and that splash, and he's going to beat Chad Gable. It's unfortunate this is the way Chad Gable's getting on Mania this year, but Chad Gable is legitimately one of the most talented wrestlers I've seen in a long time, and I'm not just saying that to say it. The dude's amazing. That's my personal theory. I could be way off, and I could be 0 for 2, or I could be 2 for 2 to kick off Mania. We'll see. Following that, according to Wikipedia at least, we got Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Okay. Yeah, we got Jade Cargill versus Naomi. This is that feud that started back when for 3 months I've been trying to figure out who attacked Jade Cargill. Naomi finally admitted she's the attacker, says she did it for Jade or for Bianca. And then Bianca just randomly disappeared from SmackDown right after this happened. And has nothing to do with the story anymore, even though the whole story is based around Bianca. And if you guys actually caught Bianca's most recent promo, she actually re-brought up the fact that she doesn't know what she's supposed to do with her two best friends that are feuding, and she's kind of distracting her from what she's trying to go after, which is the title. I think at some point Bianca is going to get involved in this match, now if it's to distract Naomi, or if it's to join Naomi and take out Bianca before her match next night. And then Bianca pays it back. I mean, then Jade pays it back, both belts on the next night. Or if Bianca helps Jade defeat Naomi, I don't know because I'm scrambling for an answer here on this one because I don't know which way WWE wants to play this. I know they think Bianca's a mega, or sorry, Jade is a mega star. I personally think Jade is good, but still a little green for the amount of years she's been wrestling and already in the limelight. I mean, she's only been doing this, what, 5 years now? Not even? She first debuted when AEW debuted, and then, sorry guys. Hey, look, here's Toddy. Toddy, who do you think's gonna win? She's the daddy. I don't know who to pick this one either. That's why she disappeared. Um, yeah, like I said, I'm scrambling for an answer on this because I don't know which way to go. I mean, Naomi's only had one match as a heel, and she's been absolutely dominant in it. Jade's had one match and she's been back, and she lost it. That was to Liv, to Naomi. I still somehow think Bianca's going to play some sort of a factor in this match and in the outcome. What do you think, Cox? What do you think, Cox? Um, come here. We're gonna get the Tony to pick this one. Bianca gonna get involved, or is it gonna be Jade or Naomi? Alex, tell me it's Naomi. So you know what? We're gonna go Tony in this one. I think Naomi's gonna win with some help from Bianca, and I think it's gonna completely tell the story full total because I don't think Naomi ever did this on her own. I It's been an interesting feud. I've liked every single second of it. I absolutely love heel Naomi. Enough that WWE just leaves her alone, and it's Naomi by herself and no help from Jade. Let me sorry, Bianca. That also makes sense since they want Jade to slowly focus on that Raw title. But I also would think it would make perfect sense if somehow Bianca and Jade and Naomi all bring this back 1 year after Jade debuted at WrestleMania. Or not mean her first Mania match last year, I should say. Now our second one's a singles one. Um, yeah, I'm stumbling. Like I don't know how to answer this, but like I said, Toddy says it's gonna be Jade. Actually, Naomi with help from Bianca, so it's gonna be Naomi from help with Bianca. Following that, we got LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu, and as much as I like LA Knight, yeah, this one is probably one of the more easy ones to predict on the entire card. You'd think. But the teasing and the cracks in the foundation of the bloodline and the fact that Jacob Fatu didn't come out to the very end to help the bloodline in the tag match on SmackDown last week, and the fact that you could tell that there's some hesitancy between Jacob and Solo since Solo returned. Um, is Solo going to cost Jacob the title? Is Tama Tonga going to be the guy that costs Jacob the title and nobody sees it? Are they going to help Jacob win the title and turn on him the night after? Or the week after, sorry, on Friday? Is LA Knight going to retain due to the help from them? Is Jacob going to win because of the help from them and then get turned on and turn Jacob into one of the biggest baby faces in the company? Because that guy's so absolutely over and is eventually going to become world champion. I thought this was easier than it was going to be. I mean, LA Knight just got the title back and he's defended it a few times and he had one good run with it, but I don't think LA Knight needs to have this title anymore. I think LA Knight should be on to bigger and better things, trying to chase down that world title again. Especially once especially since we're gonna see what happens on night two WrestleMania, right? Um, or is LA Knight one of the guys that's gonna be joining The Rock and he's gonna help screw over Jacob? Um, oh, this is a weird thing. I think Jacob Fatu needs a belt. I know a lot of people don't think you need a belt because you're a star, but Jacob Fatu needs a belt He's already starting this belt, just make him feel more relevant with the crowd. I don't think LA Knight needs the US title anymore. I think they put it on him, just take it off him at Mania for Jacob Fatu. And I think, like I said, the week after he wins it, on the next Friday, they're going to turn on him. And the Bloodline's going to have a new member debut like they did last year at Mania. And this member is going to destroy Jacob, turning Jacob face and making Soto even more hated than before. Um, that's my personal opinion. That's how I think this is going to play out. I think the Bloodline is going to help Jacob win, so they let you think they're a united force, and then they're going to turn on Jacob on the Friday Night SmackDown. Um, okay. Then we got Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair, and I think most of this feud now Charlotte's gone to business for herself. Apparently, like I said last week, that Friday night thing was not a work; it was a complete and utter shoot, meaning it was real. Um, I could have messed it up. I can't remember exactly what the terms are, but this is a feud maybe 3, 4 weeks ago. I was not 5, 6 weeks ago, so I was not interested at all. Could care less. Didn't really. We kind of saw who was going to win this, and I think we might still see who's going to win this. But I also wouldn't be surprised if they let Tiffany beat the Queen, and then the Queen beats Tiffany, and then Tiffany chases again and gets the belt back. It's such a hard match to pick because I don't know it's where WWE's leaning because they're both in hot water. But apparently, Charlotte's in more hot water because she's supposed to be the bigger pro. She's been doing this for over a decade now, and she still lets the crowd get to her. They went completely off script about 3 weeks ago. Like, you guys remember that promo? And I think Charlotte's payback was last Friday when she wedged Tiffany and threw her into the barricade, and I think pretty much did knock her out when she threw her into that ring post because you actually saw Tiffany's eyes roll in the back of her head. And she did look kind of limp as she went over the desk. Um, I think that was too much I think that was too much and a little over the top by Charlotte, and I didn't want that either. I think that's why Wade Barrett got on her face and actually said she's gonna get fired. I don't think he was supposed to. I think this thing has gone completely off the rails, and WWE doesn't know how to control it. And I think the only way they're going to be able to control this is by punishing Charlotte. And everyone thinks she's going to win the belt of Mania, but I think that it's still going to be Tiffy time of Mania. I could be way wrong on this one, but I see somehow WWE and Triple H putting Charlotte in her place by allowing Tiffany to win, keep retaining the belt. Sorry, in Mania, and then we have a rematch and Charlotte gets the belt. That's my theory. I could be completely wrong. I could be doing the exact opposite. But I'm sticking with my theory and I'm sticking with my gut. That I am saying that Tiffy is going to retain at Mania. Night one, that is. And then we got Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. Sorry, that was for the Women's Championship, that one. Um, I think a lot of people think they know who should win this match, and this is where I'm going to get on my soapbox. And I like Jey Uso. I've liked Jey Uso for a long, long, long time since he first came into WWE. Amazing tag team wrestler. Workhorse, good intercontinental style wrestler or US style wrestler, champion wrestler, I should say. But I don't think he has the talent ability or the star level to keep it up to be world heavyweight champion style. Somebody like a Gunther. I think somebody's an aura of certain people should be the guy that beats a Gunther, not Jey Uso. I know the storyline a few weeks ago led to maybe Gunther keeping his belt. Now, if what Gunther did, it's kind of teasing more towards Jey winning, and maybe he'll get that moment. But Gunther's already beat him 4 times or 3 times. I think this should probably be the fourth. Like I said, I like Jey Uso. He's a good, charismatic talent. He isn't a world champion caliber wrestler. I know a lot of people probably said that about John Cena in the back, but John Cena has this aura about him. Jey Uso doesn't have that aura, if that makes sense. Gunther has this aura about him. I was discussing with my couple of my work buddies who are also wrestling fans. There's only a few people I think who should be able to beat Gunther for that belt. The Roman Reigns has one. Seth Rollins might be another. If he ever comes back, the Beast incarnate Brock Lesnar, and I think Jacob Fatu are the only 4 people that should ever beat, and Kevin Owens. Sorry, 5 people that should ever beat Gunther for that belt. Solely because Kevin Owens has the ability to snap and just go to a dirty level versus Gunther. Or even if he comes back and they drill him up even more and make him even more better. Once it returns, I should say, that beat Ilya Dragunov. I mean, if you guys have seen him and Gunther go at it on NXT, they had some absolute wars, and he was actually able to dethrone Gunther for the NXT Championship back in the day. Gunther made him bleed and pass out during a match, and these two guys, even through Europe, they have history together. But those are the six people I think should be the people to beat Gunther. I like Jey Uso, and I think, and for I don't know if I should say unfortunate, but I think Jey Uso may win this belt, so because WWE knows what he's with the crowd. But I don't think it's the right call. Like last year at Mania for having Sami Zayn to beat Gunther for the IC title, I think that was the right call because it was the right story at the right time. This is not the right story or the right time. So I'm going to go with my gut and what I think as a wrestling fan should be, and that is Gunther should retain. That's my personal theory. Um, Following that, we have for the first time ever in his career, CM Punk is main eventing at WrestleMania, well, night one at least. And Paul Heyman's going to be in his corner, and I think that's going to be a key factor because, like I've been saying for months, one of the people as an opponent in this match is Seth Rollins, and the other is Roman Reigns. And Paul Heyman's turning heel, and he's going to turn heel and join Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins is winning this match. And I think they're going corporate with The Rock because Seth Rollins, more than any of these other two guys, sells out. The Rock, Roman Reigns has never sold out. CM Punk has never sold out. Seth Rollins has sold out multiple times in his career. I know it's way too obvious, but the fact that he'll be the new Paul Heyman guy, you wouldn't see that coming. I've been saying for months, but so many people have told me I'm wrong. But you got to read the tea leaves. I think this is going to be an incredible main event. These three guys are extremely talented. CM Punk is a little over the hill and has not much left in the tank, so I don't know what he has left to give. Roman and Seth Rollins are incredible in the ring together. CM Punk and Rollins have great chemistry together. They few times they've interacted, you can see that CM Punk and Rollins and Reigns have good chemistry. Um, but yeah, I just see it just they're trying to hide it, but the snake is in the grass, the writings on the leaves, whatever you want to see. And Paul Heyman has that history of doing things that people expect but don't expect, if that makes sense. And Seth Rollins is always going to be Seth Rollins. You can't trust that guy. Um, and it'll just keep that story going. It's been going for over a decade now between Seth and Roman, where everything that Roman had, Seth wants and has to take, and vice versa. And therefore, that is my theory on night one that it will close with a heel turn and Seth Rollins beating both Roman Reigns and CM Punk in the middle of that ring of WrestleMania. And then we head to night two. Night two is going to kick off with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. The winners, there's a prediction show I'm doing tomorrow, and the winners that ladder match or that tag team scramble for NXT, which is going to be on the kickoff show for NXT, we'll get the winners of this match. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Um, I think Bayley's going to turn on Lyra, continuing their program for the SC title because it's the one thing Bayley's never held now because she has everything else. That and the United States title, sorry. And Bayley's not on SmackDown. Um, I think Lyra and Raquel retain solely because they've only held the belts more recently, and they can't have Lyra winning two belts and walking around as a double champ because they don't like that, like it's Stephanie Vaquer, sorry. And Bayley's held those titles on numerous occasions, and I don't think it's the right moment right now to put the two straps on Lyra. I mean, they didn't even get two straps to lift. One of them didn't matter. And like I said, I have a theory that the winners of this match are fighting. Well, obviously, not a theory. The winners of this match are going to be fighting the winners of the NXT title, the NXT tournament. I believe it'll be on Monday after run. I think the two winners, those two people, are going to head to the main roster as the tag champs. But those two champs are going to bring them back down to NXT as well. I'm not going to tell you who wins the NXT match because that's my prediction for tomorrow. But I think that this is probably the easiest match for me to call in the entire card. Liv and Raquel are winning, and I think it's just Bayley can screw Lyra. Tony, what do you think? Then we get AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. And every time you think Logan Paul's gonna lose a match, he ends up winning it. But the fact that he's laid out AJ Styles 2 times in a row, and I think this might be AJ's last Mania ever because I know he said he's getting near the end. Um, that's WWE could go one of two ways. I think they should distance themselves the fuck away from Logan Paul. That guy's just pure evil. I know they always use the money in the YouTube buy rates and all that with him, but you get like my buddy was saying to me, you get YouTube from other random people that don't do the shit Logan Paul does. I mean, I'm not a wrestler, but I can go on YouTube. I mean, go on WWE if I had enough followers, and you can get buy rates from me. I'm kidding, guys, of course. Um, um, yeah. I think the first two matches on WrestleMania Night 2 are predictable. Logan Paul is going to lose to AJ Styles. Then this is the match I don't know which way you go. Braun Breaker is defending his Intercontinental title versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. I've heard there are a lot of weird theories out there, like Dominic Mysterio is going to pin Finn, and that's going to cause that complete utter disruption of a Judgment Day. Or at least Finn's going to snap and turn into the demon and go after all of Judgment Day. Then I've also heard that Dominic Mysterio was going to help Finn win the Intercontinental title, and then it's going to lead to a bigger bonding moment, and then that will allow that guy Judgment Day that takes out Finn. I've also heard that Penta's getting the. I also heard people thinking that Penta's getting the belt because he deserved it. I've heard people thinking that Braun Braun wins and then challenges Gunther for the belt afterwards. I think ugh, there's never been a Steiner heavyweight champion in WWE, and I think Braun has outgrown the Intercontinental title. But will WWE let both their male mid-card champions lose their belts? Neither one of their women mid-carders are defending their belts, are they? Unless I could be completely wrong, and we get to Friday night and get Chelsea on a match on Smack on the um yeah, this one's hard. I'm going to have Cody. Hey, what she think, thoughts? The fact that the dog ran up to me. Uh, I'm going to have to say that Braun's defending his belt because I think LA Knight's losing his. That's what I think. I could was completely wrong. Could be the complete opposite out of their opposites. Oh yeah, anyway, this I thought this was gonna be easier. Then we get Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City Street fight, the only actual gimmick match. Hey Tots, what do you think? What do you think? Come here. Up. There you go. What do you guys think? This is Tony. Thanks, baby. Down. Um. Hmm. Another interesting one. I don't know if they're going to go because I think both these guys are going right after the heavyweight champion after it's over. Do you go Drew? Because Drew needs to be right. He's been screwed repeatedly. Do you have Damien solely because everyone absolutely loves Damien and he's over as hell? Um, I'm gonna go. I think it makes more sense for Drew to win so he can think in his mind he's right for everything he's done. And Damien has beat him twice already. So I'm gonna say that Drew McIntyre is gonna win this match. And then we have a match I have no idea which way both women's titles I have no idea which way they're doing this. This is for the Women's World Championship, the one on Raw. I think Io should keep the belt. I don't think Rhea needs the belt. I think WWE is desperate to put a belt back on Bianca since she just lost the tag team titles. And I think they were desperate to take the tag team titles off of her. They just have to figure out a way why, how. And I know they want to make her a single star with the championship, but I don't think Bianca needs a title. I mean, Rhea definitely doesn't need the belt. I mean, Rhea could take the pin or the submission and it wouldn't hurt her. I think the person who hurts the most if they take the pin or the submission is Io. But if Io's out of the picture and they somehow lose the belt, that could make Io look like she's gonna snap and then damage control reforms because apparently Kyrie and Asuka are on their way back. Um, does Naomi help Bianca win the belt? Because remember how she said she's doing everything she can to help Naomi? Is it a payback for Naomi helping? Sorry, Bianca helping Naomi, or does Bianca screw Naomi the night before? And Naomi screws Bianca, or does Jade screw Bianca, or does Jade help Bianca? There's four ways you could go, or you could have Rhea win, or you could have Io retain. I try. If I want to go with my gut, I know Mania you have a lot of title changes, but you also don't have a lot of title changes. Personally, I don't think it's time for Io to lose the belt since she just recently regained it and had one title defense which ended in double DQ. But I can also see WWE desperate enough to want to put the belt back on either Rhea or Bianca. But Io's a goddamn. I think Io's a bigger star than both of them, to be honest with you. Just the language thing is the troubling issue. Um, fuck, fuck. This one's hard. I I don't think it's Rhea. I think it's between Bianca and Io. And I think the two other girls play a factor in this match somehow, some way. It's for the good or the bad, I don't know. The other two girls, I mean, Naomi and Beyond and Jade. Just make a decision. Make the damn decision, man. Um, Io Sky's gonna go defend. I think Io Sky's gonna defend. And then we get the GOAT going for 17 versus Cody Rhodes. I think there's going to be a lot of shenanigans in this match, surely, because The Rock is going to be involved, Travis Scott is going to be involved, and John Cena is heel. And this is the first time we see heels here and Cena wrestle, so we don't know what it's going to be like, if it's the exact same moves, or if you bust out different things. And Cody's going to be fighting for the people, so he's going to be trying to sell his ass off and do certain things to keep that belt. But Cody's not keeping that belt. That's my personal theory. I think it's out there for the last couple of months now, even before Cena turned heel. I think we all knew Cena was going to Mania. I think we all knew Cena was going to be the guy that takes the belt from Cody. We just didn't want to admit it to ourselves. I think Cody chasing will be a really cool story like it was. And I also think it's interesting if you have CM Punk involved at some point for that belt. Or Orton, because Cena and Orton have history. A lot of history. And I think Cena having one last run, but as a heel champion could be very good. He could do the CM Punk, CM Punk thing and disappear with it for a little bit, then randomly come back and claim he's champion while they have a tournament for the actual belt. He could bring the Sprinter belt back, or he could design something completely different. I wouldn't be shocked if Cody keeps the belt to shock us and Cena wins at another pay per view. But Cena's getting his moment at Mania, and Cena's going to break Ric Flair's record with Ric Flair in attendance. And there's not a damn thing Ric Flair can do about it, even though he says he's going to stop it. But Ric Flair should not be involved in wrestling any way possible anymore. We saw his last ever match with Andrade at the ring. It looked like he was going to have like 5 heart attacks. If he gets anywhere near the ring, they should get security to tackle him. I don't want to watch a man die on TV. Um, There's my breakdown of my predictions for WrestleMania. I know some of them were all over the place and scattered because I actually had no idea where they're going with some of these stories and what they're going to do. And some were pretty straightforward. And some of them I probably just overthought myself. But All right, guys, what is it, Wednesday? We're 3 days away from the start of WrestleMania week. And I know a lot of people thought this has been a shitty mania, but I, for one person, cannot wait for this. I think nobody should sleep on what's going to kick off WrestleMania, which is going to be 9 o'clock with WrestleMania, with NXT Stand to Deliver. And I'll talk to you guys for more with those predictions. All right, bye.